Also live at the courthouse, Josh Ritter, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, and Fox News contributor. What about the argument there that Matt Finn was just kind of putting up that literally the argument is that if you televise this trial, you are damaging Tyler Robinson's right to a fair case?
Yeah, we've been hearing the defense sing that song for a very long time. That has been the argument that they continue to come back as they argue why cameras shouldn't be allowed in the courtroom. If they are allowed in the courtroom, what should they be allowed to show? Can they show their client? Should he be dressed out? Are they allowed to show him in shackles? Where should they be positioned? And then it had to do with whether or not exhibits can be shown in court. And I will say on this one issue, it was an accidental incident without consequence. And the reason for that is it showed for just a few seconds an exhibit that the judge didn't want shown publicly, but an exhibit that contains information that we already know. I mean, here's the news flash. Tyler Robinson confessed, and that's what this letter includes, is that information. So this isn't like it broke something to the outside world that they weren't aware of, but the judge had his rules. He was upset about it, and so his remedy was no more cameras showing exhibits for at least today. We hope that won't continue into the next hearing.
Meantime, moving forward here, Josh, let's put this up on the screen. Next steps in the Robinson case. Prosecution opening brief due July 28th. Defense brief due August 11th. Prosecution reply brief due August 18th. And oral arguments on September 1st, of course, in court in Provo, Utah. Do you think, Josh Ritter, any chance at all that there is some type of deal that is struck between now and oral arguments on September 1?
I don't think so. Here's what it's going to take. It would either take a cataclysmic problem with the prosecution case, which they're done now. They put on their case, and it is overwhelming and damaging, according to the prosecution. I agree with that. Or it's going to take the defense coming in hat in hand to the prosecutor's office and asking for them to take the death penalty off the table. If things remain as they are, I think we're absolutely coming back in September. We will hear these arguments. The judge will hold him to answer, bind him over for trial. Maybe they continue some sort of plea discussions in that time, but it really is going to be entirely up to the prosecutors if they want to back off the death penalty. And given what we've seen over the past week, I don't see any reason why they should.
I was kind of fascinated by the bullet casings being etched with different sayings, different phrases in here. And we can put these up on the screen. The bullets were shown in court. That's the exhibit right there. You see, hey, fascist, catch, Obella Chow. We've talked about that a lot. What I was also interested in is this kind of, the whole idea that Tyler Robinson, that Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson were kind of going this back and forth about how they can etch bullets and the tool used to etch the bullets. And here's how that played out. Watch.
He had said he was planning to go hunting with his family, and he asked me for if we had a Dremel because he said he wanted to engrave messages on bullets, and I just told him where a Dremel was.
How long before September 10th was this that he asked about the Dremel?
I'd say at most a month before this was when he was asking.
Was the goal in your assessment, Josh, that Tyler Robinson was intending for this message to be heard, that this message was intended solely for Charlie Kirk, or these messages?
I think absolutely. And even beyond that, this fits into our discussion about the death penalty. He wrote in these etchings, they were jokes. They were references to internet memes and gaming culture. And literally, it was a joke to him. So this man, at one point, if the prosecution gets their way, is going to be standing in front of a jury to decide whether or not he lives or dies. And the prosecutors can say, listen, he considered the assassination of Charlie Kirk a joke, yet now he wants you to take his life seriously. I think those etchings are very powerful evidence when it comes down to that argument to be made to a future jury.
Yeah, very important point. Josh Ritter, great work all week. Thank you, sir.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.